living in the country where things are not moving forward, it is a very difficult thing to experience, especially if you are coming from the poorest countries like Malawi, Zambia, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and many other countries in Africa which are really poorest. Economic prosperity of this nation is not based on the truth that we always hear or see whenever you are in these countries. Because many people in these countries are pretending, but the reality is that life is not easy. I'm coming from the country called Malawi, and experiencing poverty is not something that is new for me. It is the order of the day. It's a business that we always have to deal with in order for our lives to move forward. We're fighting poverty every day, but the battle is not ending. Instead, poverty is increasing in these countries. The nation of Malawi currently has got the debt which is equal to its domestic product. Gross domestic product of Malawi is in the ranges of 13 to 15 billion US dollars, and Malawi has got the loan that is supposed to pay back to lenders amounting to 21 trillion Malawi kwacha. You can see that Malawi's economy is really experiencing problems, and the government has been trying everything it can for it to end the problems that have come because of bad expenditure by the government. You cannot spend more than what you have. Why is the situation like this in the country of Malawi? Number one thing which is contributing to the poverty of many African countries is politics. I'm not here against any politician, but I'm here against any bad political developments. In a country for Malawi, you can see that there can be a serious need for the nation to develop and politicians interested to provide solution. But whenever something is starting and the people are expecting to develop out of it, politicians are going to make sure that the whole thing is thwarted and stopped completely, so that people who are ordinary should continue to suffer and die. What is a clear scenario about all what I'm saying is that in Africa, if politicians are going to be challenged by the developing life of the people, which are equally improving, so that we may end up poverty, politicians will do everything to make sure that no ordinary citizen in the country should come out of poverty. Corruption has been the reason why many people in Africa up to now are still poor and they cannot have a better living standard. Another important reason why Africa is remaining the way it is about election, which in Africa is always portrayed by violence and rigging. Africa cannot develop if we continue to conduct ourselves in the sense that we are doing everything against the electoral will of the people. In Africa, people may choose a different leader, but the election management and system will provide a different leader due to corruption and rigging. And this has contributed to poverty and violence in Africa. As I'm speaking now in Tanzania, there is a serious issue because the government there suppressed the will of the people. So what can we do in order to overcome all these challenges that Africa is experiencing? I believe it has reached the time whereby Africa should be now doing things according to the interest of the people, and we should develop the continent according to what people are expecting of us. If you are a politician, stop stealing and make sure that you're doing everything in order to help the people get the good things that they're looking for. We cannot talk about development in Africa if we sideline people by not giving them whatever they desire. Political management is not something that we can do in order to sustain only the lives of the politicians, but we should make sure that the maintenance thereof is helping to reach to all people in the country so that they equally benefit. Nobody should be left out. If we can manage to develop everyone else in Africa, and then we're going to say Africa is better. But currently, there is no any person in Africa living a better living standard. We're only seeing poor people suffering every day, and the politicians continue to enjoy amassing wealth at the expense of poor people. In Malawi, as I'm speaking right now, there are a lot of things that are happening, which for me, I believe like these things were not supposed to be happening. For example, maintaining a situation of fuel crisis for more than 2 decades is something that as a country we are not serious, because just within a year a fuel crisis in the country can be dealt with and the lives of the people can be normalized and the country starts developing. But in Malawi, we can change governments still more will have the problems with fuel, and this has always been a serious issue, which has even contributed to some of the politicians to be not in power anymore, as people always will vote against those people that are making the economy so hard to ordinary people. I believe that government should not play politics with things that are of national importance, like fuel availability, medicine, lives of the people, and many more other things which are for developmental purposes for everybody else in the country. But because politicians, it's like they close their ears, they don't want to listen to what people are saying, they'll still repeat the same mistake, thereby the country continues to collapse. In this video, I came to just challenge all African governments that if we do not do our things in order to help the people get the better living standard in the continent, then forget about Africa coming out of poverty very soon. You should always understand that if you would like to see Africa getting better and the lives of people uplifted, let's forget about politics that has always been tormenting poor people, but we're doing politics that is for the development and empowerment of lives of the people, so that the continent of Africa can be better than before. I believe you're going to enjoy to watch this video up to the end, as I also come back with another video talking more about issues affecting African people. I believe we're responsible as African people to discuss about what we feel like is important story about ourselves, and we're going to present it to the world according to where we feel it. Thank you for your support. Until I come back with another video, have a very good day. Bye-bye.